Hello and welcome to the Flix Forum podcast, where each episode we go back and we look at a Netflix original film in the order of release. Today we have Netflix's 426th film from 2021. It's the psychological thriller called Intrusion. It's directed by Adam Salky and stars Freida, Pinto and Logan Marshall Green. I'm Jesse, I am your host. Thank you for joining me today for this Netflix original film. As always, if this is a film you haven't seen yet and you're interested in checking it out, give us a pause and come back a little bit later on because I will spoil the movie as we go throughout this discussion. So we start the show with our Fast Flicks, which is a quick little summary of what the film's all about. So this one, it's about a couple who move into a new home and get broken into, leaving trust between the two up in the air. Intriguing. Hopefully that intrigues you enough. So the tagline for this one is, "The quietest towns hide the darkest secrets." Goodness gracious me. Intriguing. On Netflix, when you look up the film, their logline is, Freida Pinto stars in this thriller as a married therapist whose world is shattered by a nightmarish home invasion and the suspicion it sparks. There we go. I didn't do too bad a job. And then once you're watching Netflix, it says, after a deadly home invasion at a couple's new dream house, the traumatized wife searches for answers and learns the real danger is just beginning. There you go, getting you on the edge of your seat already. So the idea, obviously, of the title of the film, Intrusion, comes from this break-in a house around the world. In Croatian and Serbian, it's called burglary. There we go. In Czech, it's called invasion, all very similar. In Greek, it's called rupture. Not quite. In Hungarian, it's called penetration. Again, not on the mark there. In Hindi, it's home attack. Sure. Russian, it's outsiders. I like that. I do like that title because that could mean many things. In Chinese, it's called home invasion horror. In Korean, it's called intruder. In Turkish, it's called house raid. And in Arabic, it's intruder in my house. There we go. So this film did hit Netflix worldwide on the 22nd of September 2021. It was filmed in and around Corrales and Albuquerque in New Mexico in the USA. And it was put on the 2022 Reframe Stamp feature list, which we often see with a lot of Netflix original films. That's about it. What are the critics and audiences saying about this film? So on Rotten Tomatoes, this sits at 19%. That's on 27 reviews, so that is definitely rotten. The audience, a little bit higher, sits at 57%. That's on more than 500 ratings. It sits at a 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb on 25,000 ratings, so that's not too bad. Letterboxd, a little bit lower, a 2.2 out of 5 on 37,500 ratings, and it's been logged by 48,000 people. Some big numbers there. And then we go to Metacritic. We have a Metacritic result here. So the critics, out of 100, they have it at a 39 on 5 reviews, which puts it in red on their traffic light system of red, yellow, or green. And then the audience has it at yellow, a little bit higher, a 5.8 out of 10 on 14 reviews. So you would have to say this film's a little bit in the mixed bag. So what are my early thoughts? My early thoughts on this film are, don't waste your time. This is fake jump scares throughout that try to get the audience on the edge of their seat to work out what's going on when it's very, very clear early on what the deal with this film is. So unfortunately, this is not going to be a very positive conversation from me. So let's look at the director. The director of this film, Adam Salky, 17 directing credits, lots of shorts, some episodes of the TV show Blind Spot, so has a bit of a decent background in filmmaking. But let's talk about the characters. What are the characters in this film? And I think it's probably a little bit of a frustration. There's not much I can say. Our main character, Mira. Mira is a counsellor, I guess, who is also a cancer survivor. And she's moved across country with her husband to escape the hustle and bustle of the city, I guess. And this fresh start is almost because they can't have kids. So obviously successful, have made some friends quickly in this new location. They've got this nice big house. So it seems like this dream setting and location for her and her husband, Henry, who is an architect and has actually designed this new house, which is, it's a mansion pretty much. And he and Mira have moved into it. So he's apparently an amazing husband because he could have walked away from Mira when she had cancer because she was impossible. These are her words. What the hell? Seriously, like that's some of the dialogue in this film. The only other characters that are worth mentioning, Detective Stephen Morse. He's got like 2 scenes and he's played by this guy called Robert John Burke, one of the most recognizable faces you'll see. He's been in hundreds of roles, and I think SUV, Law and Order, is what I recognize him from the most. But when you see him on screen, you'll know what I'm talking about. The only other character is Christine Cobb. She is a missing girl who is related to all the thugs that keep breaking into the house, so she adds a little bit of intrigue in this as well. Time to talk about some scenes. What worked, what didn't work. The thing that worked in this one for me, there's a scene where Mira, the house is being broken into, and she's climbing off the second level balcony to escape, and she just falls off. That was funny. I thought that was funny. Other than that, what didn't work? The intruders, they break in, they tie Mira up upstairs. They're downstairs ransacking the house, and Henry's outside, and he comes running back in and just runs straight upstairs and unties her without the people downstairs even noticing. It just felt off. The reveal from Detective Morse of a missing girl and the people that took Henry out at their house, they're her family. It's just all so convenient. Mira, she realizes that Henry left his wallet at home when he was going to the shops, so he won't be able to pay for his groceries. So she gets in the car and follows him. This is a little bit because she's a bit scared to be home alone too. And then she sees that he's turning the wrong way to the store. And then she just gets taken out by a car, which was quite funny. And then all of a sudden she gets an Uber home, and he's just like, she tells him, I was in a car accident. He's just like, don't worry. There was no care from him at all that she has no car or that she could have been injured. It was really off. All the jump scares, ordinary. Mira, she just goes to this trailer park. She looks on her husband's car's GPS to see where he's been. She sees that he's gone to this trailer park. So she just rocks up there, starts going through houses, taking envelopes, keys, opening mailboxes. Like, what the hell is she doing? This is a character that was too scared to stay at home, like I mentioned before, but now is a criminal. Wild. Mira, at this trailer park, she finds a camcorder with a video, but it gets smashed. So she orders a camcorder online and gets it delivered to work, obviously, so her husband doesn't see it. And then when it finally does arrive at work, she tries to give it to the receptionist to give to her kid because she trusts her husband again. And the receptionist is like, nah, he'd just use his phone to make a video. So funny. The housewarming, before all the guests arrive, they have a little joke between the two of them, between Mira and Henry, about hors d'oeuvres, and they connect it to sounding like the word whore. It was woeful. Mira freaking out once she realizes again that Henry's probably involved, and the camera tilts for ages and weird music comes in. The idea that Henry's actually kidnapped this girl, and he comes down and sits in a chair and stares at her with a baseball bat. What is this? What sort of villain is this? And finally, some poor dialogue. Mira takes Henry out, and he's in this chair, pretty much dying, and he's like, who's going to take care of you? And you know what the line's going to be. She says, I will. Strong, confident. And then she holds Christine's hand, the girl that's been captured, and they walk out together. Just so symbolic, so symbolic. The themes, the ideas in this film, the importance of feeling safe, obviously in your own home, is an important thing too. The dream home, it's not always what it appears. Marriages, it plays on the idea that they don't necessarily work if there's secrets and lies, and these lies could be about health checks, about being a crazy, sadistic kidnapper, or even just having a weapon or a gun. And the Boston statue of that clock tower or building or whatever it was, like, obviously that played a big part throughout the film. It's highlighted at the start and it's highlighted at the end. So there you go. Well done, creative team. What else did I take away from this film? I do a lot of reading and research for the films that we cover on this show, and I read a lot of reviews, articles. There was literally nothing interesting from anyone online about this film, and I think that probably proves to me how much of a bore fest this film is. When there isn't even any good critique of why it's bad, it's probably because there isn't anything to comment on, and I'm probably not even adding to this discourse either, because it's really hard to talk about. Some questions, some pondering, some thoughts about this film. The idea they've moved in, they're having a housewarming, and Henry sent out an evite. Has anyone used that word before? It's like a digital invite, obviously. Aren't you just saying, I'm going to email an invite or send an email or send an invite? I don't know, it felt weird, the word evite. I've never heard that before. And surely the idea in this film is that Henry's built this house so he could build a dungeon underneath to kidnap people. And the girl that he kidnaps, all her family were helping him build it because they were cheap labor. So surely, if you've helped a guy build a house with this huge dungeon, and you've suspected him of having something to do with your missing daughter or sister or whatever it is, because you know there's something under the house, you wouldn't just keep breaking into the house, going through drawers to find evidence. You'd probably tell the police there's a weird room under the house. I don't know. Sorry, that's me done. I'm done. Let's wrap this one up. Let's give the film a rating out of 5. And I can't say it's not worth your time. I can't recommend it. It's not engaging. It's not thrilling at all. There's only one suspicious person the whole film, so it doesn't leave much up to the reveal, unfortunately. So this is a 1 out of 5 from me. Not a very good score. We're on socials. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we have X, formerly known as Twitter. Give us a follow, give us a like if you can. The question I wanted to ask was, because of Mira going off and visiting this trailer park, what do you connect trailer parks with? Is it I think the film was trying to highlight that it's where the down and out in society have to live. They didn't really do a very good job of this or play on it at all. But for me, whenever I hear the word trailer park, all I can think of is Eminem, his song, The Two Trailer Park Girls. Yes, that's my connection to trailer parks. Other than that, we're back next week. Next week, we have another film from 2021. It's the comedy drama called The Starling. It's directed by Theodore Melfi and stars Melissa McCarthy, Chris O'Dowd, Timothy Oliphant, Kim Quinn, Skylar Gisondo, Loretta Devine, Ravi Kapoor, David Diggs, Rosalind Chow, Laura Harrier, and Kevin Kline. There we go. Give that one a watch before next week. Come in and join in on the discussion. Other than that, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next week.